Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here. Sorry it's been a little while since I posted a video. I'll try and make this pretty quick. Thank you to all of our patrons, all of our supporters. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book and anything else that we might find applicable. I need to have some traffic through that Amazon thing that you guys suggest in order for it to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about an author I have talked about in the past. Fantastic author. He is sadly no longer with us, I believe. I hope I'm wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain he's sadly no longer with us. An absolutely, I won't say legendary sci-fi author, but within the sci-fi community, pretty darn close. And that is Mike Resnick. Mike Resnick, whom you guys might be familiar with from a whole bunch of other books, the Widowmaker series, the Oracle series, Birthright, the Book of Man, which is just an absolutely phenomenal book that ended up spawning, I would say a universe, but more of a galaxy that most of his series are in, even though that whole thing spans the course of hundreds of thousands of years. And we're going to go back to one of his older series, but absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to talk about all 5 books in the series, but I'm going to talk about book 1 today, and that is Starship Mutiny. Starship Mutiny, absolutely fantastic book. One of the things about Mike Resnick, aside from his, it's tough to say world building, because again, he built out this entire galaxy that started from this little ball of dust known as Earth, and then expanded into this galactic empire. But his world building, his characters are an absolute blast. He comes up with the most off-the-wall characters, because his idea is this grand space opera with these larger-than-life, sometimes immortal, just oddball characters that just kind of put their stamp on the galaxy, or at least the star systems or local star clusters that they deal with. And we are dealing with I can't remember if it's I think it's the democracy or the republic. We're dealing with the republic, because for those of you guys that have read Birthright, the Book of Man, he talks about how humanity, when it expanded out, there ended up being multiple phases in the expansion. There's a republic period, there's a democracy period, there's an oligarchy period, there's a monarchy period, there's basically a chaos period. I can't remember the name of it now, but multiple periods. So this particular period deals with the Republic period, but it is at the tail end of the Republic period. In fact, you could almost say the final book is the beginning of the democracy period, or pretty close to it. And this character is an absolute blast. His name was Wilson Cole. He is part of the Republic Navy. He is a Starship former Starship captain, now a Starship executive officer. He's got some issues with authority, I guess. Well, no, it's probably a bad way to put it. I have issues with authority. Wilson Cole has issues with stupidity. And that, of course, causes issues with authority. Any of you guys that have been in the military would understand that 100%. We meet some absolutely amazing authors, leaders that I would follow through the gates of hell with a canteen full of gasoline. But I've also met some that I wouldn't follow into the living room. I mean, they're just terrible. And of course, the higher up the chain you go, the more you have, the more you are more directly responsible when you are underneath somebody that's just an absolute moron. And that's kind of what happens with Wilson Cole. Once he becomes a Starship captain, he ends up defying orders a few times, even to the point of potential court-martial if it wasn't for the fact that he ends up being proven right. And, you know, right, wrong doesn't always matter to the military, but the optics of it do sometimes make a difference, and that pops up with Wilson Cole. So he is put onto this almost derelict ship. It's called the Theodore Roosevelt. They call it the Teddy R, and that's probably what I'm going to call it moving forward. He's put onto the Teddy R. Now, he has been knocked back down to a commander, and he is being sent to be the executive officer of the Teddy R. So he shows up at the Teddy R, and what he discovers is... Oh, I'm sorry, no, he's not even the executive officer. He is the second or third officer. He's not even the XO. And what he discovers is that this is a ship that is out in the middle of nowhere. It's basically put in kind of a backwater area as sort of almost like a holding pen for malcontents. It's basically most of the staff on this ship, most of the people assigned to the ship have all had issues of their own in the past, either with authority, with following orders, with things dealing with their military bearing, I guess you could say. Not quite enough to kick them out. In fact, quite a few of them are actually very competent at their jobs, but because of things that had occurred, either orders that they defied, maybe one of them punched a superior officer. I mean, there's so many different potential things. They've been kind of shunted off, sort of. It's almost like jail, because some of them might go out there for 5-10 years, hopefully prove themselves, get back into the fleet. So it's put on this very old ship that should have been decommissioned 50, 100 years prior. Oh, it's 100 years old, so 50 years ago, and stuck doing these patrols, these meaningless patrols. Now, of course, Cole being Cole, he manages to go around his captain a few times, put themselves in some pretty interesting situations where he even uses the media to, once again, while he's defying orders, he makes it very, very, very difficult because of the optics of it and because of public pressure, I suppose, to make sure things go the way he wants them to go. He's also something of a legend within the Republic, which is why he's still in the military, because he's got more awards than just about anybody else. He's basically the Audie Murphy of the Republic Navy, and yet he just keeps defying orders and doing what he wants. Well, of course, this book is called Starship Mutiny for a reason. So eventually, for reasons, we have a new captain, and they are put into a situation that Cole has warned them about, and this new captain basically commits genocide. Or no, maybe not genocide, because it doesn't take out an entire species, but he commits mass murder on a planetary scale, almost. And Cole, of course, objects, especially when he's going to do it again. Basically takes over the ship and manages to work things out to the best possible way it could go, I suppose is a good way to put it. But naturally, once he gets back, because it was technically a mutiny, he is arrested and he has to go on trial. Now, up to this point, he is going to win. He is winning the trial. Unfortunately, once again, we get to some optics, and only this time the opposition plays the media, and they play the media in such a way that Cole is basically told there's no possible way you're going to win this. So either you make a deal, and we'll let the other people that were involved in this go, or you don't make the deal, and all of you guys are going down, and potentially even death sentences. So Cole makes his deal, and his crew decides that they don't particularly like that deal, and things basically work out to, not only does Cole pull off a mutiny, take over the Teddy R, afterwards the Teddy R pulls off their own mutiny, takes Wilson Cole, and they all ship off to hell. Actually, they go to the Galactic Center, which those of you guys that are familiar with Mike Resnick's books will understand the Galactic Center is typically a no man's land. It is the Old West, the Wild West of this galactic empire, basically. And that basically kicks off this entire series. This is a 5-book series that is absolutely fantastic, and we will be talking about the rest. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.